in Port Arthur and in Wisconsin on 91.3 FM WRMW in Peshtigo. You can also listen to us worldwide on the internet, www.radiomaria.us.
Good Monday morning.
Yeah, a Christian voice in your home. And we now present
Embrace Your Greatness with Christina King. Good Monday morning, everyone listening on Radio Maria. This is your host, Christina King, and I'm so glad to have you this beautiful morning. Actually, it's not too bad here, although it's getting very cold here in Wisconsin. I'm in Wisconsin, of course, broadcasting out of my home. Not sure where you are today, but hopefully you are keeping warm too. Today, November 12th, let's look at the Holy Father's intentions for the month, because as you know, Embracing Your Greatness is about reestablishing the dignity of the human person. And the way that we want to do that is I want to help look at what's going on in the world and see if heaven in fact is speaking to us as to how we can enter into God's plan of salvation. And I believe that we are all being called. And the best way to do that, I think, to start is to look at the Holy Father's intentions for every month to give a guiding force behind these programs so that we can enter more deeply into how we can give our own yes, as Mary did. So the intentions, the general intentions of the Holy Father for November 2012 is for ministers of the gospel, that bishops, priests, and all ministers of the gospel may bear the courageous witness of fidelity to the crucified and risen Lord. And of course, we had Father Kosicki on last week, and he helped us to understand that really all of us are called to be these ministers in the sense of have an apostolate of some sort as faithful, to be really trying to bring, as Carol Houselander says in her book, The Reed of God, Jesus in the tabernacle of our own self, as Mary did, bringing Jesus to Elizabeth. We too are supposed to be the hands and feet to bring Christ to others. So the missionary intention is for the Pilgrim Church, that the Pilgrim Church on earth may shine as a light to the nations. So now we see how important the Holy Father's intentions this month are to my guest on the program today. I am so excited. My guest today is Dr. Mark Miravalli. Dr. Mark Miravalli, if you do not know who he is a permanent deacon and father of 8. He's earned his sacred theological doctorate at the Pontifical University of St. Thomas Aquinas in Rome. He has been teaching at Franciscan University of Steubenville since 1986, and he's president of International Catholic Movement. He's written several books on something we're going to be talking about today, which is Mary as Co-Redemptrix. So let's welcome my guest today, Dr. Mark Miravalli. Good morning.
Good morning, Christina. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Thank you so much for agreeing to be on the program. I think we really need to start right away, because I have to tell you, when I first heard that, it kind of scared me. Can you tell us what the title Mary as Co-Redemptrix is and is not for those that are listening?
Sure. Let's start with the is not, Christina, just for complete clarity.
Great.
When the Church and the popes and saints and mystics, everyone from John Paul II to Padre Pio, when they refer to the Mother of Jesus as the Co-Redemptrix, they do not mean that Mary is a goddess or that Mary is on a level of equality with Jesus Christ. This would be flat heresy. This would be something that's always been rejected by the Church. So Co-Redemptrix does not mean that Mary is a female redeemer along the side of Jesus on a level of divinity. That's what it doesn't mean. So then why would John Paul II and Padre Pio and the host of others for the last 8 centuries use that title? Because it conveys something critically important, and that is that Mary participated as an immaculate human mother, like no other creature, with and under Jesus in the work of redemption. So simply put, Christina, the title Co-Redemptrix means the woman with Jesus in the work of redemption. And I think when we understand it that way, who could argue that Mary, like no other creature, was united with Jesus in the work of redemption at its 2 key components? Number 1, the incarnation, God becoming man. Jesus receives his flesh through Mary. And as I'm always reminded, Christina, in been talking about the incarnation, this question of Mother Teresa, and Mother Teresa's comment when I was talking to her about this, many years back, and she said, of course she's Co-Redemptrix. She gave Jesus his body, and his body is what saved us. And I couldn't help thinking, well, in fact, I said to her, I said, Mother, that's the difference between saints and theologians. You're able to say in 30 seconds what it takes us books to write.
Yeah.
But that's how simply it is. The instrument of redemption is the body of Jesus. Where do you get it? You got it from Mary. But not just as a type of physical channel, but as a personal, feminine, human cooperator who said yes to God becoming man to save us, and she continued that yes to Calvary, where she also suffers like no other creature in union with Jesus for the work of redemption. So when the church and the popes and the saints and the mystics call Mary Co-Redemptrix, they don't mean that Mary is equal with Jesus. What they do mean clearly is that Mary uniquely cooperated with and under Jesus in the work of redemption. And that's why the fathers of the church call her the new Eve, that the first Eve cooperated with the first Adam in losing grace for humanity. This new Eve cooperated freely with Jesus, the new Adam, in restoring grace to the human family. And that's the concept of Mary's Co-Redemptrix.
It reminds me of a quote that I read once of Archbishop, I think now Venerable Archbishop Fulton Sheen, that said, if Eve would play so great a part in the bringing about of the spiritual aspect of cutting us off of grace, then so too would woman play such a greater part in the salvation of the world. Now, those are not the exact words of the quote, but it is true. I mean, he talks even, I think Venerable Archbishop Fulton Sheen talked about how she gave us the hands and feet from which Christ to be crucified with.
It's really true. I mean, Sheen said the only person that could look up to the cross at Calvary and say, "This is my body," is Mary.
True.
And that's how connected motherhood is with the redemption. And you, as a mother of 8, with deep appreciation of what that means, you couldn't imagine, Christine, this idea of being a mother, giving flesh to your child, and then just saying goodbye to him. So I've done my duty. I gave the flesh to my kid. Now I don't have to nurture. I don't have to love and wash clothes, and I don't have to feed. I don't have to help with homework because I gave flesh. That would not be a true motherhood. It'd be biological, but it wouldn't be united. So it's very concerning when you hear people say about Mary, well, no, she was just a physical channel. Taken to its full extent, it's really disrespectful. It's to Jesus, to God, to say that God uses women just to get bodies and babies, but then they're kind of shucked off to the side. They don't have a role after that. No, of course not. Because Mary's the mother of Jesus, she's the appropriate cooperator with him unto the cross. So it flows